In this video, I want to start by saying that I'm sure you, as a gifted person, remember that moment when you were a kid or teenager and had that feeling of being an outsider, of not fitting in. It didn't matter how much you wanted or tried to fit into a certain group, you just couldn't. It created that growing sense of isolation and loneliness. As a result, you started comparing yourself with those who did fit into a certain group. What did they have which you didn't? You couldn't wrap your head around it, so you started feeling inferior, like you weren't good enough. And no matter how successful you were later in life, you still weren't able to, or you still couldn't shake off that feeling of being inferior. Yes, I'm talking about imposter syndrome here, and in this video, I'm gonna dig into where it comes from. Let's start the show. Imposter syndrome doesn't appear to have one specific cause. Like many personality traits and tendencies, it can develop in response to a number of internal or external factors. Here, I'm giving you 8. 1. Competitive environments can lay the groundwork for imposter syndrome. In my last video in this series, I told you I was a dancer in my early 20s. The dance world is just one example of a very competitive environment. 2. Certain personality traits have been linked to a higher risk of experiencing imposter syndrome. Some traits or characteristics which might play a role include: first of all, low self-efficacy. Low self-efficacy refers to you not believing in your ability to succeed in any given situation. Second of all, perfectionism. Perfectionism plays a significant role in imposter syndrome. You might think there is some perfect script for conversations. You may also have trouble asking for help from others and procrastinate due to your own high standards. And finally, neuroticism. Neuroticism is one of the big 5 personality dimensions that's linked to higher levels of anxiety, insecurity, tension, and guilt. 3. Another theory is that imposter syndrome is rooted in families who value success and achievement above all else. If your parents demanded a lot from you when you were a kid, but never rewarded you when you actually met their demands, you could develop imposter syndrome. In addition, did your parents send you mixed messages? You can develop imposter syndrome if you have parents who flip back and forth between offering praise and being critical. Finally, studies suggest that people who come from families who experience high levels of conflict with low levels of support may be more likely to experience imposter syndrome. 4. It's oftentimes too simplistic to say that our parents gave us imposter syndrome though, as we also might need to look to our culture as a whole for answers. A lot of Western countries tend to have a more individualistic as opposed to collectivist culture. Westerners often feel pressure to be successful and to achieve as opposed to just be, and this can also be an underlying reason why people can develop imposter syndrome. 5. While research is still very sparse, groups who do appear especially vulnerable to imposter syndrome are minorities. Minorities often feel high levels of stress because they are minorities. Research has found that imposter syndrome is common among Black American, Asian American, and Latinx college students in the United States. As I told you in my last video in this series, this is something I experienced firsthand when I was the only Black student at my college here in the Netherlands. Studies show that those who are different from most of their peers, such as women in high-tech careers or first-generation college students or gifted people, are more likely to have imposter syndrome. When you're a minority, is imposter syndrome the only reason you feel like an outsider? Now, the feeling of being an outsider isn't necessarily a result of imposter syndrome. In some cases, it can occur due to actual discrimination or exclusion due to systemic bias. With imposter syndrome, the feeling of being an outsider is caused by internal beliefs. With discrimination, on the other hand, the feeling of being an outsider is caused by the actions of others. 6. Entering a new role can also trigger imposter syndrome. For example, I just mentioned college, and starting college might leave us feeling like we don't belong and are not capable. We may also experience the same feelings when starting a new position at work. Imposter syndrome appears to be more common when people are going through transitions and trying new things. The pressure to achieve and succeed, combined with a lack of experience, can trigger feelings of inadequacy in these new roles and settings. 7. Social anxiety and imposter syndrome may overlap. A person like myself who has social anxiety disorder may feel like they don't belong in social or performance situations. I can be in a conversation with someone and feel like the one I'm talking to is gonna discover my social incompetence. Or I may be delivering a presentation and feel like I just need to get through it before anyone realizes I really don't belong there. It is important to say, though, that while the symptoms of social anxiety can fuel imposter syndrome, this doesn't mean everyone who experiences imposter syndrome has social anxiety, or vice versa. People without social anxiety can also feel a lack of confidence and competence. Imposter syndrome often causes normally non-anxious people to experience a sense of anxiety when they are in situations where they feel inadequate. 8. What triggers imposter syndrome? Calling attention to your success, ironically, can unleash feelings of imposter syndrome. This could happen when you win an award, pass an exam, or are promoted. Failure after a string of successes can also cause you to critique and question your overall aptitude. This information came from these websites. You'll find these links below this video. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel and watch this series from the start. In 2 weeks, I'll be back with a new video in this series on intellectual giftedness. Till then, I only want to say 3 things. Thank you for watching, take care, and bye for now.